Hello and welcome back to my channel, and thank you for clicking on this video. If you would like, feel free to subscribe or like, or if you find the information on my channel or in this video helpful or informative, please feel free to share it. So welcome. I had planned originally to begin talking about the different chakras in our bodies, or the different chakra systems. But I decided, before I get into the heavy duty of it all, with chakras and how to balance them and start freaking people out, because it is a completely different world that we are not exposed to in our daily lives, unless you definitely try to seek this kind of stuff, practices, information out. I decided to do this video because we talk a lot about going to yoga, we talk a lot about improving ourselves, our bodies, meditating, and a lot of people don't understand why. Why should you pick up the practice of meditating? Or why should you even bother going to yoga? Who cares? It's not going to add anything to your life, right? So if you do go through some of the videos, you'll see that in some of them I talk about how thinking happens to us as a species. A lot of the times you find yourself, when somebody asks you something, or when you have a dilemma that you need to deal with, do you find yourself saying, let me think about that. Let me sleep it over. I'm gonna sleep on it. You don't think. We think that we think. We don't think. Thinking is something that happens to us. It's actually a form, the way I see it and where the world is right now. It's actually become, thinking has become a form of a violent attack, an energetic, violent attack on various individuals. And if you're not aware of your thought process, and you haven't implemented any methods to control your thought or deviate from unwanted thought, you will find yourself swimming in a very dark ocean of negative, fear-based thought. I don't really want to get into politics, but we have been bombarded with a marvelous level of fear never experienced before, outside of a dictatorship, if you ever lived from one like myself. I live in Canada right now, and in the past 2 years, the level of fear and hate that has been pumped at humanity from various systems. I'm not going to point the finger at one system, because at some point I fell into this trap, and that is exactly what I would like to say to you. That fear is a trap, and humanity is trapped right now in fear. So this energy of fear, all you need to do is step outside your door, and you're going to see people living in fear. I'm not going to tell you how. I think we all know at this point what I'm referencing. I just don't want my videos to be censored. I would like my videos to reach as many people as possible, because I feel like I can help. But people now wear their fear on their bodies, which means they have accepted the thoughts of fear to the point that they are it's part of their everyday life now. So the reason I'm making this video, and the reason it is titled Sticky Thoughts, is because that's exactly what they are. They stick to you. You're the victim, not that I want to add to a victim mentality here, but you need to understand that the thoughts that have attached themselves to your mind or to you, that you are now acting, physically acting upon, you have no control over. So you might want to check out the description. I don't want to babble too much because I have that tendency. But you will find that I'm going to, as much as humanly possible, because I am medically trained, I am a medical doctor. You're going to find that I'm going to link as much scientific evidence. Usually it is associated with either the field of energy medicine or psychiatry or psychology. Scientific evidence linked to my videos. So please do check the description, because you're going to find scientific research on sticky thoughts, what they are, how they occur to you, how they impact your life, how to identify sticky thoughts when they begin to happen. And then in another article, you're going to find ways that you can navigate your mind, yourself, your life away from sticky thoughts. I'm also going to attach a very prominent figure in the YouTube spiritual and personal development, I should say. More personal development than spiritual, though for me, she falls under the category of spirituality. That's the lens that suits me best. But definitely check out the YouTube channel for Esther Hicks. Esther Hicks began channeling a entity by the name of Abraham Hicks. If you are a fan of Dr. Wayne Dwyer in Canada, he was very interconnected with Esther Hicks, and he's actually reviewed the book and has written his own advice for people to go read the book. So Esther Hicks talks about sticky thoughts by channeling Abraham, and they discuss the 17-second rule. The 17-second rule, the reason I'm giving you these tools is not for you to begin to panic, but rather to begin to reorient yourself in this life. Because like I said, we are headed to a place beyond thought. The place that is beyond thought that we are headed to as a species, we are headed to it through a form of evolution that we are all undergoing right now. This evolution started many years ago. It's nothing new, and it's not related to any pandemics. Although the pandemic has definitely sparked, made it faster. So we're going to a place beyond thought. And once you begin following the advice of the science, if it works for you, you will begin to align yourself where you fix your chakras and you balance them, all 7 chakras, and that will allow you to move away from thought and begin to rely on your instinct, on your emotion. When you balance your chakras, the other thing that happens is you automatically align. What does align mean? Do people who say one thing and do another thing drive you nuts? Because they drive me nuts. And I try to eliminate these people from my life because they are not aligned. Their energy has split. So you unite your energy and you balance your chakras, remove thought, and begin to align your actions with your emotions. That is the place that we're going to. When I say we're going to a place beyond thought, which Eckhart Tolle also talks about, by the way, that is what we mean. We mean you're eventually going to recognize that thought happens to you. And for the majority of humanity, it's a spell. It's a curse. We are under a spell and completely controlled by our thoughts, that if you're not aware of it, causes you to begin to act in weird ways. Have you ever find yourself doing things that are completely out of character because you were triggered by something? Wouldn't you like to stop that? So yes, you're going to find a lot of links in the description. 17-second rule. The reason you should, I don't want to say panic, but pay attention to this rule is because sticky thoughts attach themselves to emotions, regardless negative or positive. But I would say right now, given where we are in the world, they probably are more likely to attach themselves to negative emotions. If you engage in that emotion, or if you begin to engage in that thought and you begin to reminisce and not reminisce, but like obsess over this thought, within 17 seconds, more thoughts are going to be, they're like, okay, this is interesting. There's a lot of activity happening around this negative thought. Let's go join. Within 17 seconds, you're going to have more thoughts, more expansive negative thoughts. And within 17 seconds after you begin engaging those more negative, expansive thoughts, you're going to have even more negative thoughts. So within the 17-second rule is when you have your best chance to break that pattern, because it is truly a pattern. And the same goes for beliefs, because a belief is a frequently visited and charged thought. You visited, you charge it with whatever emotion or action. You visited, you charge it again with emotion or action. So you want to begin, if you have a negative belief that is harming you, that is essentially making you get stuck in your life, you begin to understand how to interrupt these thoughts, these beliefs, and not energizing them, so that more thoughts come and stick to them. And then you find yourself in a hurricane, in a cyclone of negative thoughts that you cannot get out of unless you act, unless you react. So that's essentially what I wanted to talk to you about today. So I hope you find this video helpful. I hope it doesn't come off as a lecture. I'm really trying to move away from scripts because I do channel a lot when I'm actually doing these videos. I do get downloads and I don't want to interrupt the download when it does happen because who knows, it might serve somebody. And writing a script is not necessarily always that good. So if you found that I've deviated a little bit right and left, I do apologize. But there's a reason for this madness, if you may. So once again, pay attention to your thoughts. You are not your thoughts, and you are not what is happening to you. I hope you find the links helpful to you. Please let me know in the description how you feel about this video, and if you knew any of this, or if this was actually relatively new information for you, because feedback is really, really important for me right now. Thank you.